Hello everybody, welcome back to my SnowRunner hard mode playthrough. We're in Smithville Dam, which is the last of the Michigan maps that we have tasks to complete. Plus we have some contracts for logging to complete, but we're just focusing on getting the tasks done first. In the last episode, I rolled the Fleetstar trying to take a shortcut to get a contest done, and the Fleetstar is still upside down, stuck against some trees on this piece of embankment, and I am gonna just pay to recover it. I just don't have anything. I don't believe I have anything that can pull that out, but we'll talk about that when we get there. What I'm going to do for a minute though is, while I was moving the Chevy pickup truck back to this map from Island Lake, well, actually from Drummond Island, but I came via Island Lake just because I wanted to pick up some fuel on the way. I thought I might as well just bring it. I was in the general vicinity. I might as well just bring it this way and grab this other Chevy rescue job. So let's get to low gear. So show the task. We're tracking it already. That is, of course, assuming that we can do the recovery. We're getting ourselves stuck, but yeah, we can caterpillar that out. Just pull forward a little bit. Use the tree ahead of us. Not sure. So my idea now is just to drag it up the side of this hill. But now that I've got here and had a look at it with this truck, it didn't seem too bad. We'll see, but hopefully it's not too bad. I'm quite mad at myself for rolling the truck the way I did this morning, the Fleetstar, because that was a little bit of a rash. I'm there, I may as well attempt the contest, but I hadn't given it any forethought. I hadn't even planned. I'm trying a route, or I in the dark, blind, trying a route that I don't even know if it's a route that works. So yeah, a little bit mad at myself because I've basically wasted XP and money that I would have had as a reward if I'd have got gold or even silver, and now I'm going to get nothing. So before making other attempts at that same contest, I need to scout the trail, and I'm just trying to be a little bit fuel. That's probably the thing that drove me to do it, is that I'm tight enough on fuel on this map that I don't want to be spending it. But the money I would have earned if that had been a gold attempt would have paid to fill one of the fuel carriers that I've got. So it's a false economy to just rashly try something that you don't know is going to work. Anyway, spilt milk. There we go, pretty cool. That basically means we're there now. It's pretty easy recovery, really. Not bad XP for what ended up being a fairly easy recovery. I wasn't sure in previous episodes which route I would take for that. Now, I hate doing this, but I really don't. It's daylight, so you can see a little bit of where my predicament from the last episode is that I am well and truly jammed into these trees, and I can get to the road above me relatively easily, but the only big truck I've got, well, I'm ruling the twin steer out because it's not all-wheel drive. The only big truck I've got is the Pacific, and I already know the Pacific doesn't do well on that type of terrain where it's relatively dry and very stony. I strongly suspect that if I tried recovering this with the Pacific, the only thing I would do is end up getting the Pacific stuck. As much as I hate doing it, I'm just going to delete these two cargo because I don't want to leave them there. I've got nothing that's going to crane them out of there. And then I am just going to pay the 5,000 to recover. And I hate doing that. But there it is, done. Right, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I think the thing I should do is this threatening accident. This is to collect pallets of oil, and I can see there's one there and there's one there. So I am going to drive down and pick up those. What's my fuel like? Not too bad. I think I've probably got enough to do this. So this is the route that we used the Fleetstar to go in and back out again when we rescued the White Western Star. So I know the Fleetstar can come down here. Admittedly, I had a different back on it, but if anything, this should be easier because I had the maintenance add-on at the time, which is a bit taller and heavier. Bashing my engine on rocks, though, not a good idea. So there's one pallet. Can I get it from this side? Probably. Don't want to go too far in. Quite fast flowing river, that. Again, the water dynamic just looks brilliant. The way that it's distorting the water around the vehicle that I've just parked there. Quite good stuff. Right. So I'm going to try now and drive around the perimeter, which I've never done before, but maybe if I can pull it off, it'll be quicker than going around. So this should be relatively uneventful, coming around this. And I said that before and stuff, haven't I? I think, given the vehicles that I've got access to, I think that other contest, it's the white Western Star, no crane, and this sideboard bed is the way to do that. For me, that's probably my strongest vehicle for that type of challenge, I think. But I have a little bit of trepidation about attempting that again, really. I mean, if I don't attempt it, I'm definitely not going to earn the reward. But attempting it and failing it kind of formally rules out the reward, which is a bit different. So I'm going to whack this now into low-high, if I can get the gearbox to behave. Not too bad. Crane. Right, so that's my 2-slot bed full. What I'm going to try and do is pick up the third one because it's fairly near where I am. And at least drop it near the fourth one, even if I don't try and take it all the way out, so that I don't have to retrace my steps all the way back into here. I'm not sure what good those stabilization legs would actually have in this sticky, smelly, swampy mess, but right, so obviously I can't put this on and pack it, but I'll just try and load it on top of the others so that it's stable enough for me to just move it, and then I'll unload it somewhere else. Right, leave it like that. So the crane is holding it on, basically. Withdraw my anchor, but leave the crane up. Whack it into low reverse. Pretty stuck. Can I reach that log behind me? No. So that'll give me a bit of additional purchase. Nope. Ah. Literally, that moved me about an inch and let me get onto that other log behind me. Phew. I was a little bit concerned there. And then I'm obviously very top heavy now. That additional oil barrel on top. Into the tree line a bit, so I've got some security from being able to winch trees and some firmer, more predictable ground. It's pretty top heavy with that extra barrel on top. No. Serves me right, doesn't it? For paying to recover earlier on. I knew I was too top heavy. I should have just taken the third one off. I don't have any vehicles here. So the White Western Star is in town where we did its last drop off. You know what? I'm just going to grab one of these trailers and take it with me. But I'm not overflowing with fuel. That's one of my problems. So I am trying to do things in a way that saves fuel. And causing myself more problems when all I really want to do is finish Michigan and move to Alaska. But more haste, less speed, I think is the appropriate saying to use there. I've done nearly all of Michigan without buying fuel. Other than the mishap early doors where I didn't really realise there was as much fuel on the map as there is. But I am now going to come in here and top up. Because I don't want to be down here and run out and have to bring something else to recover. So I'm filling that one up. And then what's my best route in there? Can I come down through there with a trailer? Or is that crazy? I've only ever done that route with the pickup truck. It's the sort of route you've got to use though, because there is no road down there. so let's just see if I can, from here, get this back on its wheels. Oh, it kept the cargo in the bed. That's because the crane is on top. Okay. So that's the truck back on its wheels. But what I want to do, cargo's not packed, is I want to switch into the Fleetstar, and I want to restore the crane, and then I want to switch back to the White Western Star, activate my crane, also turn my lights on so I can see what's going on, and then I'm going to take the one up the top, put it in my trailer, if I can reach, without disconnecting the trailer. And I'm also going to take another one. They've now packed into the trailer, and I'm going to turn the engine off and leave that there for now. Change into the Fleetstar, repack the one that it's got left, and then with just the one, lights on, we'll drive back on. Maybe. Don't think I can go forward there. The line I was trying to take through these trees is that one. And then collect the fourth one, and then I'll have to work out how to get out of here. So I did this on my campaign mode, this task, and I used the bandit, the KRS, was it KRS bandit? And it was really easy. So I think that's a part of it, is that just the vehicle that I'm using is not the easiest. Because you don't get an off-road rated vehicle in Michigan. And probably most people by now would have bought something like the Paystar 5070, which is another one that's on my list of candidates to buy for Alaska, just because it's an off-road rated vehicle that I believe has got always on all-wheel drive and always on diff lock, or at least switchable, but it's off-road rated and can do this crane plus cargo plus trailer combination. This fuel is pretty heavy as well, that's a factor. Engine off. Let's get back in this, see if I can get this one onto the road. It should be doable on the same route that I used just now. Turn up unannounced in this guy's backyard. Knock his bins over. Knock his post box over. So I've got the 4 things that I need to recover, all on a vehicle. I'm just going to work out how to get the vehicles out now. If I had a 5-slot semi-trailer on this side of the map, I would just put all 4 of these oil on that and then use the white Western Star to drag it around the map. If I have to go the long way, I have to go the long way. Turn the engine on the Fleetstar and we'll tow them out as a road train for now. There's one of the cement pallets on the left that I've got to get. That's not going to be now. I'm not adding that weight to this load. I'll come back and get that once I've got rid of some of this oil. Engine off. Right. What's my fuel like? My fuel's pretty good. Can I afford to give some? Probably, but I'm not going to for now. What I'm thinking is get myself down here with this vehicle and get 2 of these fuel delivered up to there. I expected to have finished both of these missions in this episode, and that is definitely not going to happen. I keep checking my gearbox to make sure I'm in auto and not low, because this should be flying really. But I'm just underestimating a bit how heavy these oil are, I think. Another pallet of cement, that's one of the ones we need to rescue as well. Yeah, I'm saying I could do a 4 or 5 slot trailer down here, but given the struggle trying to pull this, I'm not so sure. The temptation is in my head to just go and buy the 5319 as of, bring it here and finish Michigan and get myself off to Alaska, because I know it would storm this type of content. But then there'll also be, that would feel like if I do that right at the end of Michigan, I may as well have done it early doors and had the advantage of that truck right from the start, or as soon as I could afford it, or at least. Whereas there'll be a certain level of satisfaction to completing Michigan only with the trucks that were available on that map for me. But it also, I'm still not sure what I'm going to buy. So I'm a little bit fixated on the Holy Trinity crane plus 2-slot cargo plus trailer, giving you with a ramped flatbed, giving you 6 slots of cargo on a vehicle. I'm a little bit fixated by that, but the Fleetstar can do it. But actually, the other options are fairly limited, and one of them is the Paystar 5070, as I've said just now. And it can do it. It's an off-road rated vehicle. It's going to be more capable than the Fleetstar in a lot of scenarios. and it can do it, but it's a similar sized vehicle. And most of them that can do that, based on a post that I've seen on Reddit that's 2 years old, so admittedly the information may be out of date, but I haven't found anything more recent, so I don't know that any of the later trucks have done it. I haven't seen any later trucks sort of being discussed by reviews and so on as having that feature. But I know that the S01E39, which is a big 10 axle truck, and it's probably, if anything, too big, but I know it can do it. I know that the 5319 is a very, very capable vehicle and has been described in the comments as one of the top 3 vehicles in the game, but it can't do that Holy Trinity. And what I'm trying to weigh up is whether I should just use the Fleetstar when I want that combination of add-on features plus a trailer, and then use the 5319, did I say? Anyway, the one that missed alone will cause the Dolphin, and whether I should just buy that for the majority of the running around, because I think it can do, I should confirm that, shouldn't I? I think it can do a crane and 2 slots. It just can't tow a trailer at the same time. And in hard mode, that versatility is really important. Because you can't just quickly recover, remove the crane, go back again. I don't want to get into the habit of just not bother with a loading crane and pay the loading fee, because that's part of the hard mode challenge, and the thing is that's part of the real world challenge, isn't it? Right? So you gotta, that's the realism of this game is in the compromises you have to make. And if you're an owner operator, you may choose, it may be more cost effective to use your time driving and pay to have cargo loaded. But you also, as in this game, you will find yourself in situations where you've got to pick something up that requires a crane because there's no loading bay on some spots. So yeah, it's probably, and everybody who's played this game will have been through the same thing, I think, is what's the most effective vehicle? And the answer is that there isn't one vehicle that does everything, because if there was, it'd be a bit boring, because we'd all just drive the same vehicle for the whole time. It's different vehicles for different purposes. And therefore, do I just say, right, you know what, the Fleetstar is the one for that purpose, and the Dolphin is the one for another purpose? Or if not the Dolphin, then the 73210 as of is my heavy truck, can also take a large crane, is also good for logging if I choose to do logging rather than taking the Pacific. It's got lots of things it can do, and that could be my big truck, and then the Fleetstar is my small to medium truck. And on Alaska's first map you uncover the Royal BM 17, is it? Which is an off-road vehicle. It doesn't have, I believe it's got all-wheel drive but no diff lock. So like the opposite of the Pacific. Alright, so towing that, it was slow, but it wasn't too bad to get that out of there. Wasn't too bad. So that's 2 slots out of the 4 that we need to recover done. And then the other two are on the Fleetstar. But the Fleetstar's almost out of fuel. So I am going to just top up here again. It's going to cost me $480. And I need to take it back down again. But I think it's just a case of suck it up and to do the same route in reverse. But as I've got a trailer on, I could pick up 2 of the cement on the way down and deliver those as well. Let's do that and finish the episode with that, I think. And then do the other 2 oil and 2 cement in the next episode. I'm also a little bit nervous with the truck choice thing, that I trivialise the content and take away the challenge and stop enjoying it so much. You know, for example, if I've got the either of the big Azovs, would that just make Alaska so easy that I fly through the content and don't have the challenges that I'm having in this region? Or do I go on a, not so much a shopping spree, but a truck recovery spree? So, you know, do I go to Wisconsin and get the big 5-axle Paystar and use that instead of the 73-210? Because it's, from what I've seen, possibly the best logging truck in the game now, because it can take the logging crane plus the long log attachment add-on, and therefore can drive around and self-load long logs and presumably medium logs, but so would a purchase of a 73-210 in the long run be a waste of money if that Paystar is available for free and can do most of the same things? And in campaign mode I would just have both, because it's not that hard. You got plenty of money with DLC trucks to sell, that once you get to the point you can unlock things level wise, it's not that hard to have all the toys in campaign mode. Whereas in hard mode I have to choose more wisely where to spend my money. Right, let's pick this up. And then there's another one, just make sure I don't miss it. There's another one here. So probably down to there and then pick up the trail again. And then the other 2 are on the way back to the Fleetstar. And I know from experience that cement is very heavy. I don't know whether it's as heavy as oil. I kind of expect it to be similar density. Don't know. Right, so let's get this one as well. So these two need to be delivered to the cottage that we just drove past, or house, I suppose. Maybe it's a house, but fairly small house over there. You can just see it on the horizon. It's not very big. I'd call it a cottage. Shack. You know what? I just spotted a shortcut. Hopefully there's no tree stumps to catch me out. Oh, I've got to activate the right task. Because we need to be on that one. And then unload 1, unload 2. And you know what? I know it's a bit reckless because editor is going to hate me. Editor outlay. Talking about editor as if he's a third person, but it's not, it's me. But I am going to run along the road. Grab the other 2 cement, share a bit of fuel with the Fleetstar. The way I'm going to do it is a little bit different though, is I'm going to transfer the oil to the trailer because I know that's the way I'll want to tow it out. I really don't fancy taking the Fleetstar out the same route with that top heavy oil, because it's that bit higher and slightly less stable. I think sometimes that a trailer acts as a stabilizer, almost. So I stop my engine, change over, jump into the Fleetstar, unpack my cargo, take a bit of fuel, not a lot, take a bit of fuel. Engine on, crane. Grab his pallet of cement and then backtrack. This is where multiplayer would be really cool. Pack the trailer. Ooh. There's a little bit of a snatch on the winch then. No harm done. For a change. Grabbing hold of the other truck while I was driving, which maybe should have paused. One more cargo to pick up. Because if I can complete these two tasks, that will be everything in Michigan except for contests and logging. And that feels pretty good, but that is the desire that's been driving me to probably try and rush a little bit and then making mistakes. So it's not been without cost. Right, drop the winch off, pull myself forward a little bit, engine on, let's get that cement loaded up. And I'm going to try and swing it, although that tree might be in the way. Oh, I dropped the wrong, right, hit the wrong button there and released it. I want to try and swing it on my high side so that the weight of the cement on my crane is less likely to tip me over on my low side. Right. Change back into the White Western Star and attach to the Fleetstar. Let's get them going. Release the winch. Engine transfer and just get that handed in. 1, 2. Is that one done? I think it's pretty low on fuel. Can it get to fuel on its own? I've got fuel here. Yeah, I can get to that if I need to. I'm going to leave the Fleetstar there and I'll recover it off cam because I've got enough fuel to get to that fuel tank, I'm sure. And then I've got enough in this to get back to... I'm spending most of the cash earnings from this mission on fuel rather than go into the fuel carriers that I've got, but those fuel carriers, I'm sure the fuel that's in them will be used for the logging contracts and contests. So I've got more to do than I think I've got fuel for on this map anyway. So I've done most of Michigan without buying fuel. I'm fairly happy to buy a little bit at the end. Probably come to regret that, but hopefully not. So this is just repeating the exit journey that we did just now. Right, there we go. So that is, I've used a bit of money on that because I've been buying fuel, but that is I forgot that one. So we've still got that task to do, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'm going to try it. But other than that, we've basically got the 2 contests that we haven't tried yet. I'm sorry, we've tried one but failed it. New nest we haven't tried at all. I might even do logging next and ignore the contest for now. That's ended up being a fairly productive session. Got those 2 tasks done, which really was my goal. I've caused myself a bit of a pain editing, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.